Hello ladies and gentlemen of YouTube. Thanks for joining us here on Farkus today. Today I am going to be bringing you some playthrough of probably one of my favorite old games from way back in the 90s. This is Reunion, made in 1994. One of the first strategy games I've ever played. Anyway, let's jump straight into it. Very simple starting menu to the game. I haven't got any save games to load from, so here you can see if we don't have any save games to load from, there's no way to go back and start a new game. Sadly, that means exiting back to DOS and starting the game all over again. Which usually wouldn't be a problem for modern day games, except for the fact that there is like 10 minutes of intro to this game, which you guys will definitely see in another video that I will link in the description. This game also has one of the best intros, in my opinion, if you've got the time to watch it.
Middle of the 22nd century.
But no, you can't just skip the whole thing, you have to skip portions of it at a time. And finally, we're back at the main menu. Okay, we will be starting a new game, and just as any good gamer, we'll be choosing the female. So the story goes, for those who haven't watched the intro yet, Earth has been overtaken by rebel forces in a very futuristic setting after a long period of peace, and we were forced to evacuate. Now we are currently based in a new Earth, and this is the start of our new settlement. And look at this fantastic command pit type view. We have a deal of various different menu icons, and each one of them have their own sort of in the command pit variation. Here is the galactic map, and this is New Earth, the planet we're on now. We have a moon just like old Earth, and we can zoom out a little bit and have a look at the known system to us so far. And here are a couple planets. This is the one that was just discovered, Amnesty 1. There's nothing much known about it. We don't know if it has any moons, and we can't see the surface, obviously. We've just discovered that this planet is here. But I think, yes, all the planets are unexplored at the moment. But a little bit more about how we're going to be going into things. These are the various technologies and blueprints that we know. At the moment it's one. There is a research screen here where we can research new designs. Minor droids will help us gather the resources that we need, and satellites are quite important. We're going to be doing that first. Satellites are going to be giving us the ability to see the surface of all the planets in our system and whether or not they have resources with mining, or if they're habitable or not. But we can't start research just yet. As you can see, nothing is actually happening here. So we actually need a team, a crew of people, which you can find here in the commander's screen. And first of all, we need a pilot. Oh, very sorry, I've glossed over. This big number in the center here are our credits. And we have a bunch of different crew here. These are the pilots. She says, "Trust me, I am the best." And has a scholarly level of 40. She costs 120,000 credits to buy. Many wars are behind him. He is quite experienced, but his scholarly level is only 20. And he's 25,000 credits. That's quite a lot cheaper. And then we have the cheapest pilot over here, Bruce Jordan, scholarly level of 10. He's only still learning to fly. So clearly you want to go for the most expensive if you can afford them, but we can't because there's a couple other crew members that we need. So we're going to be getting the mid-tier pilot.
Welcome. Builder.
We need a builder, and it looks like we're going to be going for mid-tier builder as well.
Welcome.
These can be changed later on in the game once we have more credits. I'm not going to hire a fighter just yet because it's not necessary. We won't be fighting until we've left the system, unless of course we take too long to leave the system and the enemy gets to us first. Now, developers, that's where the real joy comes in. They have lots of different stats for each of them. I would really like to get the greatest developer here, but I cannot afford 250,000 credits. So we will take the mid-level one for now,
Welcome.
and we will be quite broke, and you'll see all your new crew appear around your round table. And now that we have good old Thomas over here,
Message.
you can see it's already finished. The research that we'd set is now finished, and we have a satellite ready to produce, which is great. So we'll start designing the minor droid.
Production.
Now we can produce the satellites, which we have just researched. Very cool. Tells you a little bit about it and the costs involved.
Message.
Oh, I just skipped over a message, that's not good.
Bye.
Here you can see the ores that we have in stock, and as we add pieces of satellites, you can see that going up, how much it's going to cost to build all of those.
Okay.
Set that to build, and you can see there's a nice little countdown in days for the time of your build.
Back.
Right, so let's see if I can find what that last the last message that I missed was telling us that we can now produce minor droids.
Research.
Very, very
Production.
important.
Select.
Minor droids, as we're going to want to get
Bye.
our mining going. Oof, already running out of materials here. Not an ideal situation. Let's stick with 5 miners, and
Okay.
we will be deploying those to our planet. We already have a mine in operation. Let me see if I can find it. There they are. We have 2 mines in
Mine.
operation, and we can add. We have 2 active droids and 2 droids in stock currently. The other 3 are still building. Yeah, it's just increased. So we'll add. No, we won't add. Apparently, we can only have 2.
Surface.
We can only have 2 droids per mine. So we will need to build
Surface.
more mines. Mines cost us 6,000 credits and 1,100 kilowatts of power.
Build.
So let's go ahead and build that, and hopefully we don't bring the planet to a halt with our power consumption.
Mine. Surface.
Please forgive the jumping around. This is the first time I've played this game in probably 10 years. So I'm very excited to be playing this. So over here is our calendar where you can see time slowly passing by. Each second represents a day, and as time goes by, I think every time a month counts down. No, it's days, months. Could be wrong. I think these might be hours. So, but we can click on this and speed up time. Yes. These are hours, these are days, these are months, and these are years. We can left click to increase the speed that time goes by, and then you can see our building is now complete. Let's add a droid. So when we are at this mining screen, it's actually telling us how many droids are running in total on the planet, and it appears that we can only have one miner droid per mine. And we found a new planet, Jade. Remember Jade, because she's a very important planet. We'll be coming back to her a bit later.
Surface.
So we can only have one miner droid per mine.
Build.
Let's build us another mine. And I'm not sure if we can see what our power needs are,
Information.
or how much power we're actually using currently. But here's some information about the new Earth. We have population, levels of taxes, which is how we are earning our credits currently. Every day we get a couple more credits according to how many people we have and what level our taxes are at. We've got our technology level, the type of colony, size of the planet, general temperature, and just some information about what resources we can get on this planet. And I think what I'm going to do, if resources permit it, is build another power plant and some more buildings to increase the population level. Let's go ahead and
Build.
plant one nuclear generator. Good.
Attention.
Oh, wonderful. This is a great feature that I'll tell you guys about. I think it's every 10 minutes or every 5 minutes into the game, it asks you this wonderful security check, which is how the game developers at the time ensured that you actually bought the game and didn't copy it from anyone. Because with the game comes a manual, and at the bottom of each page is a password, and it's going to ask you these passwords while you're playing. And if you can't enter it within 3 tries, it's going to kick you right out of the game. So for anyone who is going to try play this game, I'm just going to enter in a random password and show you what you need to do right now if you are worried about losing your progress. Enter in your first password, get back to the main menu straight away,
Attention.
and you see I wasn't very fast about this. You want to hit that disk operations and you want to save ASAP.
Attention.
That is another way of bypassing the security checks. But lucky enough for us, I happen to have the original manual and I have these codes. So our code for page 8 is radio. And that's going to let us carry on with the game. Fantastic.
Surface.
I can get back to building. Okay, so we've got our power plant ready to go. We want to get a couple more of these buildings, as they're lovingly called, and that will hopefully increase the population. And we found another planet. I'm gonna ignore those for now until we make sure we've got our credits rolling in.
Build.
Okay, a couple buildings on the way. There's a whole span of different buildings that you can choose from, and each of them serve a purpose, because your people will complain about things like food, recreation, health, and education. I don't know if I said that already. And yeah, you're gonna make them happy. Religion is also one. As you can see, we have a church here. So we've got our 2 buildings going. Fantastic. We've got more power. And let us see. There's a derrick here. What does the derrick provide us? The derrick provides us production of detoxin. Okay, well let's get us another one of those, because more resources is always better. So derrick and one more mine. Ooh, I'm really broke now. Ooh-wee. Okay,
Mine.
let's add our last
Add
droid.
Add droid.
That's 2 droids, and let the resources roll in.
Back.
Let me just take you through a few parts of the game. There's a space local where we can get information from various people. Not much happening at this moment in time because we haven't really explored much of the universe. Very interesting characters that you're going to meet in here. Let's have an Altair Firewater. That's what real men drink. Hell yeah. And yeah, very wise words. We are not alone in the solar system. That is no lie. Let's see, what else can I show you off the bat? We have ship info. Currently I've got no ships going on. We can have ships stationed at the planet, and we can have groups of ships that we're going to be sending all out over the universe.
Research.
Now, yes,
Starman.
we have 2 satellites.
Planet.
Let me show you
Surface.
how this works. We can add a satellite to a planet, and here you can see we can now see the surface of the planet, but we have no map of it. Some fossils there. And we can see some, we can't see any information about the planet yet. Okay, the satellite has reached the planet. We can see a little bit more of the surface.
Surface. Planet
And
information.
if I am
Message.
correct, yes, some time will pass and you can tell the contents of the ore of the planet.
Attention.
It tells you which ores are available. There's one more ore that is available on Earth, and it is a desert type planet, slightly hotter than our planet, And I think later on it may tell us that this planet is actually inhabitable.
Surface.
Right. So currently we can't do anything with this because we don't have ships to get our
Back.
droids and colonies set up to start mining.
Tarmac.
And to start actually progressing, you're going to want to try send a satellite to a further planet than your moon.
Satellite deployed.
Satellite is deployed, but you see you don't get a picture here. Now
Back.
obviously the satellite takes time, so we'll
Attention.
fast forward time, and then you see your satellite is destroyed. We've got to find another way to get the satellites to the planet, and we're going to start working on the deployment vehicle. Very cool graphics for 1994. So now we
Message.
oops, skipped a message. The miner station is invented.
Back.
Awesome.
Research.
So we've got a new invention here, the
Start
miner
design.
station. I think this is a little bit misleading since the completed status should actually be going up. Yes, the satellite carrier has been invented. See a new research item pop up here. We'll start that as soon as the miner station is done.
Design abort. Start design. Message.
Miner station is ready for production.
Attention.
You cannot transfer the miner station to planets. Yes.
Start design.
Satellite carrier.
Production. Back.
It's very cool when we finish the research of these
Message.
items in the cockpit sort of view. So then we get a little hologram of the item. It's gonna pop. We're gonna be able to build now. That is fantastic. Let's do a quick check on
Surface.
our
Planet
people.
information.
People are now loyal people. We can increase the
Tax
taxes slightly since they're loyal to us, and we'll be getting a little bit more income. As you can see, our population has risen ever since we built those 2 extra buildings. So yes, that all adds up to a little bit more income for us.
Back. Message.
Aha! The transfer ship is fully invented. That's going to allow us to place miner bases on various planets. Alright, let's
Research.
get that researching,
Start design.
and let's
Production.
start buying
Buy. Select.
some satellite carriers first of all.
Buy.
How many can we afford? 2 satellite carriers, not a problem.
Okay.
Miner stations, we're gonna want
Bye.
2 of those. We don't have enough to toxin. Interesting.
No thanks.
Costs 1,500 to toxin each. Let's
Back.
see how much resources we actually have available.
Surface.
Where do I see that? In the
Mine.
mine? Yes. So currently the toxin is coming in pretty slowly, and
Surface.
I think that's because we need more derricks.
Build.
So I'm going to build us 2 more derricks. We should have plenty of power because of the extra power plants are built.
Message.
Yes, the new moon Apollo, which we sent a satellite to, is a suitable place for living. Great, so now we've got a bit more. 7 detoxin per, I'm not sure how that actually works.
Mine.
But yeah, we have enough for one
Back.
base.
Message.
Transfer ship is ready for production. Awesome.
Production.
Okay, let us go and buy one miner station.
Buy.
Awesome.
Okay.
And a transfer ship
Buy.
we don't have enough for yet.
No, thanks.
Let's make time go forward a bit. And we should
Buy.
have enough, yeah. For 2 in fact.
Okay.
Oh, running low on credits.
Back.
Okay, now that we've got some ships produced, we are going to create a new unit. We're going to create 2 new units actually. The first one is going to be the miner sort of vehicle, so that we can go and mine our new Earth moon. We shall call this Trade 1, because I'm creative like that.
Okay.
And there is our first trade ship. Sloop is the first type of trade ship that we are able to build, and I'll add 1 miner station to that. Now we can
Control
cockpit
panel.
this ship, take off from the planet. How cool is this cockpit?
Control.
And we can send it to our new
Blue
Earth.
ship.
Nice little animation of us flying through space.
Message.
Takes a little while, so we shift time. And we can now add the miner station to our new moon. Let's land. Oh, how cool is that?
Attention.
Okay, this planet is suitable for living. As your ancestors made a colony on New Earth, you are planning to do the same on other planets. Great.
Surface.
So on the surface of the planet you can see now that the miner station we just deployed
Message.
is now building, and we've got a new invention, the colony. Great.
Mine.
So here's our mine. We currently have 1 drone in it by default, and it is now earning us resources. Now
Surface.
these resources
Control.
are transferable. You have to transfer them to your main planet where you're going to be building.
Control panel.
Now how do I, there, transfer.
Transfer.
So these are the resources that are currently available and have been mined, and we're just gonna stick these straight into our little ship
Control panel.
and fly it back to our home base. I know it's not much at the moment, but just really wanted to show you how that works. So we land,
Transfer.
and we can place all those resources we collected onto our main planet. Okay, now we're going to create another unit,
New group.
and this one's going to be a carrier, which is our satellites. Satellites 1. Cool.
Okay.
And we have 2 satellite carriers. We have no satellites.
Back.
That's right, because we used 1 for the moon and we blew up the other one trying to send it too far
Production.
away. So
Select.
let's buy some more satellites.
Buy.
How much can we afford? 5 satellites.
Okay.
Something to keep
Ship.
in mind as well is that
Control.
our
Group.
our satellites group, each satellite carrier that we place into this group can only carry 1 satellite. So depending on how often you want to restock, you're going to need to build a lot more carriers and add them to this group. See, we can't add any more.
Control.
And now, instead of the satellite being blown up as we send it away, as we try and explore new planets, we can now fly our satellite to
Move ship.
carrier to a planet,
Message.
explore that planet and its moons,
Timer.
and No. No, I'm lost.
Control.
And now you can now
deployed.
safely deploy a satellite direct to the planet. How cool is that?
Surface.
Now we can see the surface, and
Planet
soon enough
information.
we should have some information on if
Message.
this planable is suitable for mining, which it isn't, and it's definitely not suitable for living
Surface.
either. But it is interesting. You do find a lot more different planets,
Ship.
so we'll move on from that one.
Control.
Straight away, because of experience,
Planet.
and as I said earlier, our friend Jade over here, very important planet.
Message.
We've explored Jade's moons.
Star map.
So, oh, there is an alien fleet in orbit around this planet. So now, if we try and
Control.
drop a
Satellite deployed.
satellite, it might be blown up if I'm not mistaken. Yes, we lost contact with the satellites. This is very strange.
Control.
Now we're going to zoom away,
Planet.
run back to Earth,
Move ship. Message.
and land. So we're not quite ready yet to speak with our local aliens.
Start design.
We need to get going a little bit more. As you can see here, our research has stopped at 50%. And the reason for that is our current physician, our current developer, Thomas, does not have the physics requirement needed for this research. So we're going to have to save up 250,000 credits before we will be able to research this building.
Bed.
250,000 credits.
Surface.
Well, towards that goal, we will be building some more buildings
Build.
to increase population.
Build. Build.
As you can see, I'm very structured. Great.
Message.
Yes, the new planet is not suitable for living. I know.
Planet information.
Okay, people find you sympathetic. So they clearly have no problem with our high tax rate. And maybe we can get away with
Increase.
raising it a little bit, but we want to. Yeah, they don't like that too much. They're gonna raise it,
Decrease.
decrease it back down to high. We don't want to put our people under pressure.
Message.
Due to sanitary conditions, you need a hospital on our new Earth. You see, we've got too many people and not enough medical
Surface.
facilities. So we're going to need to build a hospital.
Build.
Thankfully, placement doesn't seem to make much of a difference to anything in this game. And I think that
information.
should keep the people happy. Population rising again, now that sanitary conditions are better and people like me. And credits are rolling in a bit faster. You don't want to speed up time too much, because
Production.
eventually you will be invaded by aliens.
Bed.
Right guys, that is all the time I have for part 1 of this playthrough. Just the basic setup of the game and how you get started. Don't want to give too much more away, but I really hope you guys enjoyed the video, and please drop us a like and subscribe if you like what's going on and you want to see more. Feel free to drop any comments down below, and if you disliked it, hit the dislike button and let us know why. Thanks again, don't forget to support, and peace out.